We now join our regularly scheduled podcast, already in progress. Next thing I know, Matches, I'm inside a church baptismal, wearing hammer pants, and I'm drinking Hawaiian punch. Right?
Cool story.
And that's why
so
I don't celebrate Arbor Day anymore.
Oh, well,
It's true.
Lesson learned.
What's up, dude?
Hey, what's going on? It is time for the shoe.
Oh,
Are
we
you
got
ready?
a really big shoe for you tonight. Yes, we do.
We have a show.
What? We got it right. We got a shoe.
What do I say?
Yes, we do. You said it.
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be as easy as 117. I wish I knew how to count. What's the name of this show, Matches?
The name of the show is NOMS Podcast.
Woo!
Nerding out with Matches and Shannon.
That's right. All day, all night. I'm Al Shachino. Hoo-wah.
Yeah, I got nothing.
You're
What
not
am I supposed to be? Am I
Matches Wayne Grow? No.
Matches Wayne? I don't know. There's nothing that goes with it like it does with Shan.
Well, let's see. There's chicken matches, like chicken. No, that doesn't work. Patches. Oh
They
well.
called me Matches Patches before.
Yeah, there you go. I like Matches Malone. I like calling you Matches Malone.
Okay, that works.
You kind of sound like a down on his luck Palooka ex-boxer who now has to like give guided tours of the city. But if you could just have one more shot at that place.
No, that's because I'm so under the weather today. If you can't
Yes,
tell.
I get it. Your voice is deeper than usual, which
It
you can
is.
actually take advantage of. When I used to work in radio, I loved having a cold because I'd be like,
Oh.
"Good morning."
Yeah, you can make it sound more sexy than it really
That's
is.
right.
Hello. Hello, ladies. Because the matches.
The quiet storm is coming your way. I know I felt like Tone Loc in the morning. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Tone Loc, we are Noms Nerding Out with Matches and Shannon as my lovely, lovely guy to the right or left of me, depending on which way you're looking. We
Welcome,
are
children.
a movie cast. And
We are.
tonight we have got a scorcher. We've got a hunka burning film for you, don't we?
We do, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited about tonight.
I'm very excited. This is, if you realize it, this movie is 30 years old.
I know,
this year. Yeah, and so am I. Graduated from high school 30 years. 30
Oh,
years.
wow,
I know. This
Whatever,
came out my
yeah.
freshman year of college when I met my wife. Boom.
Oh, are you going to your reunion this year? Is that a thing?
No, I don't know if my tiny little school of Mount Holly. We sort of had mini reunions, like when someone dies, we just kind of get together after.
Gotcha, yeah.
Yeah. Or like 1 year, one of my good friends from school hired me to DJ her daughter's 16th birthday. So that was a little mini reunion. You know, there was only 3 of us. I'm kidding.
Okay.
I actually come from a class of 21.
Ah, cool, yeah.
Which to you is a slight fraction of your graduating class. If I
Well, I
remember.
mean, mine was only a couple hundred at most, and then by the time I graduated, like 105. You know, like
Did it whittle down or go up?
it seemed to whittle down as graduation time approached.
It does. We ended up inheriting a couple of guys, a couple of jabronis from my sister's class above me. So
Oh, okay, good.
yeah, but we were a tiny school. I don't know if we're going to be doing a reunion or anything, but it would be cool. It would be nice to
Yeah.
get together. Yeah. But speaking of getting together, 30 years ago, this movie was birthed upon us. This, I think, to me, is a very inspiring and inspired other movies. It's kind of like what would you call it? Like a blueprint of crime and heist movies. Dane
Yeah.
Cook has a whole routine about it.
Oh, I forgot about that.
He does. Because he says every guy wants to be involved in a heist. Because this movie we're doing is called
Heat.
Sizzle. Yes, 1995's Michael Mann directed and written by epic crime gangster bank robber cops versus cops, just tour de force film Heat. And
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and say it. Surprisingly, the only awards this movie was ever nominated for was a Saturn Award for Best Feature.
Really?
And Best Supporting Actor, the late great Val Kilmer.
It was such a big movie. I'm so, like, it was
Right?
everywhere. And
It
everyone
was
seemed to love it.
huge. People
Yeah.
still talk about it as like I said, like a blueprint, for
Yeah, it's still like a relevant reference, I guess, is what you might say.
right.
You hear that all the time. It's all about
Well,
heat.
there's so many. You're right, because there's so many things about this movie. Like for instance, this movie stars 2 heavyweight actors, 2 of I would say the biggest actors of our time, most well known, most beloved, most influential, most imitated, besides Christopher Walken.
You're talking about William Fichtner.
Yes, and Henry Rollins.
Ashley Judd. Yeah.
Tom Noonan.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, let's not forget, let's see, I wrote his name down. Oh, Kevin Gage as Waingro. Kevin Gage.
Oh, that's right. Good old Waingro. Why? Why?
We don't talk about Waingro, but who am I referring to?
Waingbo.
Waingbo? Oh my gosh. On a side note, when I was young, I had to go to a lot of churches for singings, because my parents were involved in that. And I sang too, a lot of church singings. And there was this song that was passed around by different gospel groups and churches about something about a rainbow. And there was a high part where the tenor guy would sing, "There's a rainbow." And my dad would always go, "There's a rainbow," when we were in the house. He made it so funny. He would just go, "There's a rainbow." And I'm like, "Yay!" Sing it again, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
But there are two titans of acting in this film together on screen for the first time ever. Who are we talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about Robert Bob De Niro and Alan Pacino.
Alan Pacino.
I don't know if that's his name.
Those are their Christian names. They're given names by their mothers.
That's right.
Mrs. De Niro, Mrs. Pacino. Two of the most well-known, greatest actors of our time that have proven they can do everything from drama to action to comedy to just everything in between. Oh, yeah, they're great. Yeah. Love them.
They were great in that movie Neighbors.
What? You talking about this?
Neighbors? Yeah, the Seth Rogen vehicle. Yeah.
Wait, what?
The neighbors throw a party in this movie.
Explain.
They're all dressed. Okay, they're all dressed like a different Robert De Niro character.
It's a De Niro party.
Yeah, it's a De Niro party. Yeah. And so, have you seen this part? Have you seen
I have, but remind me. We're about to tell the audience. Yeah, it's a very funny part.
It's Dave Franco and somebody else, and then some other people. But
what's his name? Zac Efron?
Oh, it was Zac Efron, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he's dressed as Taxi Driver De Niro.
Yeah, that's right. And who was, I don't remember. Oh, Franco I remember. Was Meet the Fockers. Yeah.
Yes, he was dressed as, because he had a cat, and he's like, "Focker?"
Yeah, they're like, well, why? Like, what are you supposed to be? And the black guy's like, "Oh, I'm Samuel L. Jackson from Jackie Brown." He's like, "Well, the references are just all over the place here." And then somebody goes, "Ooh-ah!" They're like, "That's Al Pacino. What are you?" And everyone's like, "Ooh-ah, ooh-ah."
Yeah, like, "That's not even De Niro. What are you doing?"
That's pretty funny.
I forgot about that part. That is so funny.
Yep.
Well, that's a pretty good movie, but this is an excellent film. Like I said, so De Niro and Pacino had never shared the screen before this movie. So that was one of the selling points of this film.
That's crazy. Yeah. It seems like one of those things that was like a match made in heaven already.
Right?
And
like it should have happened.
What drove people to the theaters or to their rental store to get it immediately, because you got to see these two guys together. Yeah.
Yeah. Because the only time they'd ever been in the same movie was Godfather Part 2. But De Niro was playing, the younger version of Marlon Brando's character in flashbacks. Yeah,
so they weren't together at all.
No, they never shared the screen. And you know what's funny? I won't spoil too much, but in this movie, they only share about 10 minutes, 12 minutes of screen time.
I believe that.
Yeah. And how long does this movie run? Go ahead and tell them.
It's like 3 hours and 53 minutes or something.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. It's almost 3 hours.
It's 17 hours. No, I think it's exactly 2 hours and 50 minutes, maybe a few
something like that. Yeah.
It is nearly 3 hours. Like if they showed it on TV, they probably showed it in 2 parts on network TV.
Yeah, it's true. I know there were 2, it was a bundle of 2 cassettes, VHS cassettes. Yeah. And
back in the day, really long movies.
The video movie corner down the street.
That's right. Back in the day, kids, the VHS could only hold so much. So if your movie was as long as Titanic or Heat or Braveheart or Meet Joe Black or Lord of the Rings, it was 2 video cassettes. So, and I told Rocket this. She thought that was the weirdest, most horrible, dumbest thing ever. She's like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, when the tape 1 stopped, you had to put tape 2 in. And make sure it was rewound." Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you get spoiled on the ending because someone's a butthole.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that's funny. Are you speaking from any past discretion?
Probably. I feel like it's happened before, but I don't know.
Oh, that's so funny. Man, speaking of De Niro, here's the weirdest thing. My parents bought my sister Goodfellas one year for Christmas on DVD.
Goodfellas?
And it's fun. And she loves, that's one of her favorite movies, and maybe we'll do that one day, speaking of De Niro. But, so apparently the movie is half on one side of the disc and the other half's on the other side. And I had never heard of that before. I don't know of any movie that's done that. But she said...
You're talking about DVD, right?
Yeah, DVD.
Yeah, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, the original. All these that came out originally, not later, were both sides. Because they didn't have the dual layer on the DVD.
Oh.
They had one layer on one side and one on the other.
Oh my gosh! So it was still like the VHS. You had to turn it over.
Yeah. It was. So I remember at the time thinking, "Oh, that's some BS right there." Thought we got rid of this crap.
You're supposed to eliminate this problem.
At least it's the same tape, this time.
But speaking of Titans, we're not going to do this show alone. We're going to do this show as we always do with the De Niro and Pacino of movie reviewing. Am I right?
Absolutely, and that's what we do here, isn't it, Shannon?
Who we talking about? Who we talking about? Hoo-ah! Come on, help me out here. Come on, Matches. You smell what I'm cooking. I think you do. Who is it?
It's on NOMS podcast, probably.
But who do we do the show with?
No, we don't do it with anybody except for Siskel.
That's right. We are one review dudes. One review.
I love them.
Siskel and Ebert. They had the awesome syndicated show in the 80s and all the way together until I believe the beginning of 99 when Gene Siskel started to get really bad in health. And unfortunately, he died in 99.
Yeah.
Ebert kept the show running with a few guests, and then he brought in Richard Roper, and they kept it going till, was it 2008, you said?
Something like that, yeah. Well, I mean, Ebert was looking pretty rough there toward the end already.
Yeah,
he lost his jaw left, but he lost all that weight, and he lost
his ability to speak. Yeah. So he had to use the little, and I'm not making fun, he had to use the little Stephen Hawking thing that but he was he was still going to films and reviewing them, because, through writing. Which he could do.
Oh, he still had his wits about him, which is, poor guy. I was thinking about that today, literally. Like, poor guy. Like, the last 7 years of his life must have been torture,
Yeah. Oh, man, it was. But, so we're going to rely on their review and see if we agree, see if we like it, see if we don't. And I think right after this word from our lovely sounding sponsors, we're going to have a synopsis. Am I right?
In theory, let's go ahead and roll that beautiful B-roll footage.
Snap, crackle, pops! Give me some popcorn and some Dippin' Dots. Do you remember when El Dorado got the big Star Cinema? And I don't know about you, but this is the first time I had ever heard of Dippin' Dots in 2001.
Oh, really?
Had you known of that? Okay, did everybody
I want to say that they were at Park Plaza Mall in the 90s.
Oh, like in the mall?
The ice cream of the future, man. And it's not. It's really not. I mean, it was good.
The future's now. The future's now. I just remember our friend Becca Licious, I think, tell me, guys, you got to try Dippin' Dots. And I'm like, what the heck is that? And she's like, it's at Stars. And then it just opened in 2001. And I was like, the future is now. Well, speaking of the future being now, I believe Mr. Matches has a synopsis of the legendary 1995's.
All right. Well, Heat. 1995 is a masterful crime thriller written and directed by Michael Mann.
It truly is.
The film follows Neil McCauley, played by Robert De Niro, a disciplined high-level professional thief who leads a tight-knit crew of criminals in Los Angeles.
It's his job.
On the opposite side is Lieutenant Vincent, played by Pacino himself.
I'm gonna get you!
A relentless and obsessive LAPD robbery homicide detective determined to take McCauley down. Kill everyone.
Yeah.
But,
wait, who kills
their
everyone?
lives mirror each other as they both struggle to balance their personal demons with their professional. McCauley lives by a strict code, never get attached to anything you can't walk away from in 30 seconds of heat coming. But his new romance with Edie begins to test that philosophy. Meanwhile, Hannah's homeline due his intimately detached from the job. I don't know how to do this really without explaining some things. So
right? Okay. Well, to be fair, it's an almost 3-hour movie, so there are a lot of plots going on.
Absolutely, and I'm lost on some things and not on others. It's a lot. Yeah.
Well, let's basically say what you said is true. They mirror each other, and De Niro's not going to stop. He wants to get that one last big score, as they do in all these films, one last score and I retire. And Pacino is a very dedicated cop, which unfortunately lets his personal life fall to the wayside. There's so much character development. There was so much going on, even in the secondary characters like Val Kilmer. He and his wife, Ashley Judd, they've got kind of a tumultuous marriage because it's not that she doesn't approve of what he does. She's fine with it. She doesn't approve that he doesn't make a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
in
that was
her
funny to me.
eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a failure.
Oh, gosh, yes. I can't wait to talk about this cast. I can't wait to talk about all the surprises and the plot things.
Yeah.
I do want to go ahead and get into something real quick. Michael Mann, I realize, is one of my favorite directors. I love Michael Mann. I'm a Mann fan. Shan is a Mann fan. I am.
Me too.
I love Mann. I love Mann so much. No, he's great.
I love Mann's Manhunter. Mann's Manhunter was my favorite.
I was about to say, yes, Michael Mann, if you don't know who he is responsible for the very first Hannibal Lecter, very first Thomas Harris adaptation called Manhunter from the novel Red Dragon. Yep, it came out in the 80s with William Peterson and Tom Noonan, who shows up in this movie as the very creepy, what was his name, Dollarhide, the Tooth Fairy Killer? Was that his name? Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
And Hannibal Lecter is played by, are you ready? Do you remember? Of all people.
Oh, crap. Hold on, let me think. I knew this at one time. I've seen it a few times. Oh, yeah, of course. It's Justin Timberlake.
No! Oh my gosh! No, he's played by Grimace. No! Hannibal Lecter was played by Paul Rubens and Pee Wee Herman. Don't you remember? The rams are calling. Census taker one time to test me.
Okay, who was it?
He was played by Brian Cox from Succession and Super Troopers and X-Men 2. One of the best awesome actors and the voice of McDonald's right now, which is so weird to me.
Is he? Oh, that is him, isn't it? I think I realized that one day and was like, oh, I know who that is.
Well, it took me a while, and then it took me a long time to realize that Ving Rhames is the voice of Arby's. We have the meats.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and I'm surprised Ving Rhames isn't in this movie. Michael Mann, he's done Manhunter. He did The Insider, which we talked about recently with Russell Crowe and Al Pacino about the cigarette thing. He did one of my favorite movies of all time, which I'm going to see if they did a review because we got to do it. Collateral with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, that's a good one. Like,
I
want to know more about the behind the scenes of that one, and I'm actually going to look it up real quick. While
you're doing that, I'll go ahead and improv on Michael Mann. So Michael Mann not only has done some great movies, he's also responsible, and you may or may not know this, Matthew, for one of the greatest TV shows of all time, Miami Vice. He created it. He was behind most of it because Michael Mann has a style. Like when he does crime stuff, when he does action stuff, he's got a style. Like he's really good at building tension, and he's really good at like zeroing it. You know, like he'll use a wide scope, and then all of a sudden he just builds the tension with each scene. Like he uses music, a great use of music in a lot of his movies. He uses like regular songs, like in Collateral. There's this Audio Slave song with Chris Cornell, and the whole time Jamie Foxx is driving, you can just feel the tension building like a zit ready to pop. And he uses great music to his advantage. He's really good at building a scene, character development. And not only did he make Miami Vice, he made a favorite TV show of mine that may not be as well remembered. And I probably shouldn't have watched it as a kid. It was called Crime Story on NBC. Do you remember this show at all?
I remember the title. I never watched it though.
Yeah, it was a 2-season show and they canceled it. It started in did it start in 86 or 85? I can't remember. But Dennis Farina was in it, the dad from Life Goes On. And it was kind of like Heat in the fact that it was, they gave the bad guys as much screen time and character development as the good guys. And this sort of, like, he's good at that. He's good at, like, showing the bad guys' life and the good guys, giving them, like, the same kind of character development and all that good stuff, to where they build up into good characters. And fun thing about, he actually wrote the script while he was filming the 1979 movie with James Caan, I think was in that, maybe. I don't know. Yep. I hear it's one of the best. So. Yeah, I hear it's one of the best heisty movies ever, just like this one. And he wrote the script, and he originally meant it for a TV. So they filmed the pilot, and it didn't get picked up. So they turned the pilot into a made-for-TV movie called L.A. Takedown in the early 80s.
Oh,
and
cool.
I don't remember any good scenes. And he kept the script, and he kept tweaking it. And finally, in the early 90s, he's like, I think I got something here. And as soon as he got De Niro and Pacino to sign on, because when they read the script, they loved it, and they relished the chance to finally work with each other.
Wow, cool. Yeah.
And one more thing before we get to Siskel and Ebert, I want to spoil it before they say it. This movie has so many good action scenes, okay? Car chases. We got loud shootouts, okay? We got Val Kilmer with long hair. Of all the scenes in this movie, there is a scene where Pacino and De Niro finally meet face-to-face for the first time in a diner, and they have a conversation for like a good 8-9 minutes. That is the best scene of this whole movie, I'm going to argue.
It's true.
In a movie packed with great action, right? Do you agree?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
there's lots of action, lots of drama in this.
Yeah.
Like, it's a real thing, and it takes itself seriously, but it's not like it takes itself too seriously. You know,
no, there's room to like throw around.
Yeah,
you know, have a little
it's
fun.
good. It's good drama. It's not boring.
It's very good. Like I
over
said,
the top.
Michael Mann's good at building tension and like letting things breathe until it can't breathe anymore.
By the way, Collateral is a go. I repeat, Collateral is a go.
Ooh, we got Collateral. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Let's wait a few weeks. I don't want us to be manned out.
True. Yeah.
But this scene where like they finally meet face to face, and we can talk about the whole thing later, but it's just like this scene is actually, I think, considered in like by critics and movie fans as like one of the greatest scenes in cinema. Like when you think of like definitive scenes of a movie, you think of the diners. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just they're throwing down verbally. So I can't wait to see what Siskel and Ebert thought of it. I am gonna think that they both loved it. I mean, I'm sure there was some negative criticism, maybe about the length of the movie, but other than that, I think they probably loved it.
I think so. I mean, this is one of the longest movies in the 90s, and it was one of those popular. So Titanic as well. Like, you know,
I'd say Braveheart, those are all pretty
the
long.
long ones that are really good, people let's see what's
Yeah, but
going
like I
on
said,
with
not
them.
nominated for a single thing except for the Saturn Award.
Yeah, that surprises me. I didn't look up anything about that because I just assume.
And you know, Val Kilmer got the role because Keanu Reeves had to turn it down because he was going to be on stage doing a play.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know who also auditioned for Val Kilmer's role? Shot through the heart! John Bon
Jovi. Really?
That's right.
Yeah, he was trying to be an actor too.
Yeah, because the same year Moonlight Valentino came out. We'll talk about that another time. Are you ready to roll that, Siskel and Ebert?
Almost. I'm sharing the screen.
Allow nothing to be in your life that you cannot walk out on in 30
just
seconds.
watch it again.
flat.
I don't know what
You
happened.
Spot the heat around the corner.
He says that more than once in this movie, doesn't he?
Okay, I was going to say he's coming in at this like really excited, I think, or really strong and confident.
Oh, Ebert is?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does seem
notice?
rather like pumped up, like, okay, are you ready? Here we go.
Yeah, he's very,
Hero
very confident.
plays the head of a crew of professional thieves in that scene from Heat, and he's explaining to his partner, played by Val Kilmer, about how he allows himself no attachments in life. And one of the themes of Heat, a fascinating 3-hour film by Michael Mann about the nature of cops and robbers, is the age-old story of men torn between the intoxicating violence of their jobs and the sanity of their women. In the film, De Niro meets a graphic artist played by Amy Brenneman, and he violates his own rule by finding that he needs her.
Can
like
he
the way
leave
he
her in
describes
30
it,
seconds?
too.
Oh, say it again.
Huh?
I'm sorry. Say it
I
again.
like the way he described that.
Which description?
Oh, where he's talking about like like finding the sanity with their women.
Oh!
Or whatever, you know.
You're
I like the way he
right. You're
describes the
right.
movie. Yeah.
Like, as Pacino tells him in the diner, he's on his third wife and
Yeah.
and his stepdaughter. Let's go ahead and tell everyone. I totally forgot 75% of the people that were in this movie. His stepdaughter is Natalie Portman. Natalie Portman.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
This would be one of her earlier roles after Leon the Professional, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and she looks a lot older here than she did, in that, but it wasn't that long.
Leon Professional was 93, so
Okay. It went directly after, yeah.
Yeah, I had never heard of her until Beautiful Girls the next year, 96, and everyone was talking about like the breakout stars, Natalie Portman, and I was like, it's not Rosie O'Donnell?
Oh no, Rosie O'Donnell, no.
Anyway.
Her little cutie patooties.
Do what?
Her little
cutie
patooties.
She probably called her that. I'll say, you cutie patootie. Here, catch a nerf. Amy Brenneman from NYPD Blue, by the way. And remember when she was a judge? Probably one of your mom's favorite shows. I'm going to wager a guess, maybe?
Oh, what?
Judging Amy.
I was about to say Judging Amy. I don't know. I think she watched it. I never watched it, but...
Okay, I'm just assuming mom's watched it. Mine didn't, though, but I'm pretty sure my mamaw probably did.
Okay, yeah. That's a Mamaw show, maybe. I don't know.
That is totally a mamaw show. I think it was a CBS show.
Yeah, you're right. It was, yeah.
The needle starting at zero, going the
Let's
other
keep
way.
going.
Double blank. All of a sudden, someone like you comes along.
De Niro and his crew know they're being followed by the police and that their next job will be very dangerous. They're ahead of the game and they can retire, but can they?
I got plans. I'm going away after. So for me, the reward is maybe worth it. Well, Elaine takes good care of you. You got plenty put away. You got T-bonds, real estate. If I were you, I would be smart. I would cut loose.
The cop on the case is played by Al Pacino, as a veteran who knows he's up against technicians as good as he is.
And it was $1 million in bearer bonds, and they ignored the loose cash. because they had no time because they were on a clock, which means they knew our response time to a 211.
I just wanted to mention.
Yeah. Well, did you hear him say, yeah, they got the bare bonds and they got the holes again because they didn't put the lotion on the skin.
Yeah.
Dude, this movie is a value pack of great, well-known actors of the 90s and now. Right beside him, that's Bubba Gump right beside him, Michael T. Williams.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many people in this, I've already forgotten who they all were. He's just got on the right here.
Well, okay, you know what? That guy, I think I'm right about this. That guy is a guy named Stephen Ford, who was an actor who was apparently in a whole lot of stuff, but you never recognized him. But what makes him special is, do you know his dad was president? Seriously.
Of what?
Of the United States of America. That's Gerald Ford's son. I think that's him playing him, but he's in this movie.
Wow.
Gerald Ford's son was in it. Yeah, there you go. You think he got the part because the pedigree?
No. Oh, I don't know. Yes.
Maybe. let me just say, I am kind of disappointed there were no acting nominations in this movie. Pacino in this movie, he is great. It's kind of typical Pacino. He's at 11, as I told you, but he's on the job.
Oh, yeah. They're both really good in this, I think.
Oh, De Niro
both equal to each other.
Yes. Yeah. They are. They're both carrying each. Yeah, you're right. There's like no one outdoing the other. It's almost like a race. And I mean, it's crazy because like, Pacino, okay, here's the funny thing. I joke that he's kind of like he was in Scarface. So here's what I'm thinking. Maybe at the end of Scarface, he faked his death, realized the error of his ways, and decided to go be a cop instead and changed his whole outlook, even lost his accent. You think that's true? I'll tell you why I think that. You know what I just heard a few weeks ago, actually? Well, what? Pacino in 2016 said that in his mind, as he was playing the character, that, oh my gosh, his character, Vincent Hanna, was heavily influenced by cocaine. So apparently right before he'd go, like, look at a crime scene, let's do it, hey!
Did he really?
That's what he thought in his mind. That's what motivated him.
Wow. I mean, I get, that's kind of his acting style since this movie, too. It works for him here.
Well, before it, too. Think about Scarface, as I said.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the guy, like, Godfather 1 and 2, he was a little subdued, but, in Godfather 3, as I said before, every time I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
They do. Yeah,
they do. All right. They do. But yeah, I just think that's really funny that he said that. He's so good though, and he says the weirdest things. Like he tells that one informant, "You get killed walking your doggy."
Oh yeah.
So give me what. And he said by him, and all of a sudden he's like looking over, going, "Give me what you got. Give me what you got."
Oh yeah. It's over the top in the best way.
It is. He's doing that thing where like. He's talking, but he's looking somewhere else, like he's making sure no one's behind him or coming at him from a side.
Yeah.
So, what's for dinner?
All right.
You want to get back
air, immobilize it.
Let's do it.
Enter, escape in under 3 minutes.
Michael Mann creates characters who are smart, verbal, and articulate, and one of the pleasures of the movie is simply listening to them talk. That's especially true in the movie's best scene, where Pacino and De Niro, who have never started a movie together before, stop chasing each other long enough to sit down over a cup of coffee.
Spoiler! Wow. Did I call it?
You did call it. Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I kind of wanted to steal their thunder. I wanted to say it before they did. I'm like, I know they're going to mention it.
Oh yeah. That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a really good scene.
It is. And like I said, the movie's jam-packed with action and all kinds of suspense and great characters. And all of a sudden you've got this scene where these two guys are just like verbally, man, it's just so good. But yeah, let's see what else Ebert thought. And then we'll see
each other long enough to sit down over a cup of coffee and talk about their lives. It's a great scene. It's a very good movie.
It's a very good movie. I think you left out one other element that's very good, and that is the how-to technical quality of the crime that's going on in the crime solving. Just like in Michael Mann's Thief, more than a decade ago with James Caan, he's very good. Obviously, Mann has spent a lot of time with criminals and with cops, and he talks about and shows us, in fact, the picture opens up with the creation of an incendiary device. And it's that kind of thing that keeps your eye, we have been down the track of one more crime, one last theft as a storage device. But I think it's his high-tech quality that also
I like the high-tech quality, although I question whether it's as accurate as you think it is. I think
I don't know, but it seems like
the heist that begins the movie seems a little bit more cinematic than realistic. That's not a complaint, but I don't really think this is a docudrama.
Okay, we both like the picture. Coming up next.
I like how Siskel cut him off there. Okay, we both like the picture. Moving on.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, we know, dude.
Yeah, of course it's cinematic. It's a movie. I will say, Michael Mann, one thing that he brings to all of his movies, especially action films, is he actually makes his actors go to a boot camp to learn how to use the weapons, because he really like traffics in realism. So
yeah, how does he know so much about that kind of stuff? Like, that's what I want to know.
I don't know a lot about his history. I mean, apparently he spent a lot of time with gangsters. I don't know.
Yeah, he knows criminals. He knows cops. What is going on with him?
Maybe it's a secret life on the side. I don't know.
Yeah,
but
exciting.
He had Val Kilmer and Tom Sizemore go to Folsom Prison and to talk with real, criminals, career criminals. And the funny thing is, there's this great scene where after the big heist, they get cornered, they get tracked, and they're just trying to literally shoot their way out. And they're just like taking down scores of cops and probably some innocent civilians, and probably some dogs too. But Val Kilmer does this thing where like he's shooting his gun and then he quickly reloads. And that scene is actually used in a lot of army training and a lot of gun training. Yes, it's a true story.
Are you serious?
Yes, because like I said, he makes sure that the actors are trained on how to make it look real.
Oh,
and apparently there's like a drill sergeant that would use that clip, and he would tell him, he's like, if this actor can load his gun, if you can't load it as quickly as this actor, then you don't need to be here.
Yeah, and he probably practiced that over and over and over and over again. So
as we've talked before, Val Kilmer was very method.
Extremely, yeah, to the detriment of people around him sometimes. So
yeah. Do you think he robbed a few banks while he was filming this movie? Like, I just want to make sure.
I wouldn't put it past him. I would,
Sizemore probably did, just for the heck of it. Like, we're having fun.
Oh yeah, that dude was crazy. I think. You can't convince me he wasn't in real life.
Yeah. Right? Like, there had to be something off about him. Well, speaking of convincing, what do you think of their review? What would you give it?
Oh, I mean, I give the review like thumbs up, but just a little too enthusiastic for me. I'm just kidding.
Oh, you thought they were too happy? You thought they liked it too much? Nah. Let's meet in the middle. I agree with you. I don't know how to work this camera. I agree with you. I give their review a thumbs up. Everything they said, I echo. I agree. The character development, the look, the feel of it, the music. I mean, man, it's just, I agree with their review. So thumbs up to their review on both of us.
Okay. Yep.
Nice,
indeed.
Nice.
Yeah, I like it. It's not one of my favorite movies in the whole world, though. I liked it better during the 2000s, I think, something like that, when I first saw it. And this time I was just kind of like, all right, let me get through this.
Really?
I don't know. It was good. It starts out really great. And then for some reason I got lost in, I don't know, after the second.
Well, when we rented it on VHS, that was probably easy to do. I remember renting it when it came to video in the summer of 96. I was in Kansas. I know, right? I drove all the way to Kansas to rent this movie. And no, I was like, what? I was with a girlfriend, and she was from Kansas, and we were in Kansas, and we went to the video store, and I think she rented called that movie with Christian Slater and Kevin Bacon, where he's an Alcatraz inmate, and he's suing for neglect and murder. Was the case that they gave me.
Familiar?
That's a Snoop Dogg. Anyway, she rented that, and
so
I was
you had a girlfriend.
Now
in Kansas.
You don't know her. She goes to another school. Did you ever get that school?
They're like, oh, sure, Shannon, your girlfriend in Kansas.
It's hard dating a model, guys. Okay.
Yeah.
No, actually, she was at the school that I was at, and she went to another school. Anyway, now she's married.
Gotcha.
She's married with wonderful kids and everything, and I wish her the best. Cool. Yes, but so we rented Heat, and I started to watch it, and I could tell right away this was not her thing, because she kept kind of getting up and drifting around. So I ended up kind of watching it by myself in her house. And it took me 7 hours because I had to take some time in between the videos because I think we had dinner. But I remember really liking it. And like you said, kind of getting lost the first time. Yeah. I was like, oh, why is this happening? And then the next time I saw it was last Friday. I hadn't seen it in almost 30 years. Yeah.
And you were tickled pink, weren't you?
I was so excited. I had a good 3 hours. And I told Rocket, I said...
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say, Rocket, if you come in the living room, Dad's watching Heat. And she was like, I'm going to go play in my room.
Yep.
What were you going to say?
Oh, I don't remember. Oh, gosh. It wasn't important anyway.
I'm sorry. Was it about how you watched it? Or Where you
No,
watched
it
it?
was something. It was not important though.
Was it about girlfriends in Kansas? Oh, okay.
Never had a girlfriend in Kansas. Oh well. Moving
You don't-
right along.
You don't know her. She's from Canada. So here's the cool thing about this movie. Did you know this movie is kind of loosely based on a true story?
No, I don't think I did.
It truly is. There was a real guy named Neil McCauley, which is Robert De Niro's character's name. This is based on him in the 60s. He was a career criminal who, when he got out of jail, immediately started plotting more heists and more crimes. And there was a police officer, I wrote his name down. His name was Chuck Adams. And that is who the character of Al Pacino, Detective Vincent Hanna, is based on. And it's basically kind of what happened. Like, they were trailing Macaulay and his crew, Macaulay and his Culkin. Now, none of his crew were named the same names, but Val Kilmer's character is based on one of his guys too.
Oh.
Yeah. And so what had happened was they actually started to get to know each other really good, and him and Macaulay actually met for a coffee at a diner.
Really?
Yes. This is based on a lot of true things. And during that heist where the cops ambushed them, they shot a lot of people. Macaulay ended up getting shot in someone's yard and dying. And the only one that lived was the guy that Val Kilmer was based on. He did escape, kind of like in the movie, spoiler. But then they ended up catching him. And as of 2011, the information I had said he was still alive. So I don't know about 2020.
Oh, yeah. At the end of the movie, whenever Ashley Judd, like, kind of almost signals him to go back.
She does.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
and the hand signal, I guess. And and he goes back, but they stop him when he's going down the alley. Do they? What happens?
Well, he's got a haircut, and I guess they don't know what he looks like.
Maybe, but did they show him
do you think?
leave from there, or was he? After
No,
that?
he leaves. He just takes off, and his future is
I missed
undetermined.
that somehow. Okay, that didn't make sense to me, and I was like, wait, what happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like in the heist, so the crew is basically 4 people. You know, it's De Niro, Kilmer, Tom Sizemore, and the man, the myth, the legend, as the wheelman who comes in and out of the movie, Danny Trejo.
Oh yeah, Danny Trejo, so good.
One of my favorites.
So
yeah,
good.
and I guess I forgot how little in the movie he was. Like he's literally seems to be on the side when they're doing the things. And he just comes in, he's like, "I got the car, boss," and he's gone.
Yeah, he's like in a different section of the movie. Just
He's like
standing there going, "Yeah," and they're like.
Yeah,
it's a different day shooting.
He's in section C. They're in section A. But at the beginning, they were. Well, here's the thing about this movie. It's got a really good plot, a lot of characters to move around, but it's also got what I thought when I watched it both times. I thought they were subplots that seemed kind of out of the way. Like we see this guy at the beginning who joins De Niro's crew, you know, for maybe one time only, with the armored truck heist that Ebert thought was too cinematic. And he ends up messing the whole thing up and getting the 3 guards killed because he's psycho. And then De Niro, you know, they're going to kill him because he messed everything up. He escapes and you're like, okay, I guess that's not. And then later you see him with a prostitute that he murdered. Yeah. And Pacino finds the body. And
I like that bit at the beginning because, you know, this is the guy that's going to bring him on.
Well, see, you don't know that the first time you watch it.
I think it's foreshadowing for me.
You think so? Okay, so you got that from that. Okay.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, there's this character played by Dennis Haysbert, who was our first black president on the show 24.
Oh, yeah, I love him.
Yeah. And then he brought comfort to everybody as, "You're in good hands."
Yeah, he's the Allstate guy, y'all.
Did you know they did a study of people, and because he played the president on 24, they said doing the Allstate commercials, he was one of the actors people trusted the most.
Yeah.
Like, he could have told them anything, like, brush your teeth with motor oil. And they're like, I probably should.
Saying you're in safe hands, and he's trusted. So it's like, yeah.
You trust him. You're like, oh, thanks,
Even though Allstate really sucks, you know.
Allstate, if you would like to sponsor us, that is. We'll take some state.
I just know what I heard.
Well, Dennis Haysbert is like I said, it seems like this out of nowhere subplot. He's an ex-con who gets a break in the world. He gets a job at this diner, and his boss is played by the legendary Bud Cort, the weirdo Bud Cort, who you may know as Harold from Harold and Maude, that beloved 70s movie, which I've never seen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's him? Wow.
Yeah. He's in But I'm a Cheerleader. He plays the dad of what's the name?
Why really? Okay.
Yeah, I think he plays her dad.
But I'm a cheerleader.
He shows up in the weirdest places sometimes, but he is uncredited in this movie as his jerk of a boss. And remember right away, he tells him, he's like, I'll take 25% of your earnings each week. You're going to do all this unnecessary work. And he's being a real butthole to him because he knows he's an ex-convict. So he can pretty much, get away with anything. Yeah. So you're like, why are they showing Dennis Haysbert? And he's hugging his wife and he's like, I'm going to make a fresh start and we're going to do great, But then later in the movie, like you said, you saw the foreshadowing of Wingro, the extra guy. It all comes together because at some point, Danny Trejo calls and says he's being trailed and he can't be the getaway driver for the bank heist. They just happen to be at the diner where Dennis Haysbert works, and De Niro knew him from prison. Yep. And of course, he's at the end of his rope. Yeah. So he ends up driving for him.
Yeah, he ended up driving for him, didn't he, Shannon?
Yes,
everything worked out.
Everything worked out good. He drove them off into the sunset, and they all went off and had their own island, and they lived happy, and they were so free. And that's the director's cut. In real life,
they were murdered.
Oh my gosh, poor Dennis Haysbert.
Super murdered is what I want to say.
As soon as he took the job driving, I was like, oh, Haysbert isn't going to make it to the end of this movie.
No, oh man, hundreds and hundreds of bullets. They were just pelted with bullets.
Too many. Like I said, I won't go into the whole plot of the movie because there's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
But can we talk about this cast real quick?
Yeah.
Or do you want to? If you don't want to, it's fine.
No, we should.
It's just a nerve.
No, it's so many, but we need to cover this, I think.
Oh my gosh, we do. Okay, so we mentioned Val Kilmer, we mentioned De Niro, we mentioned Pacino, Amy Brenneman, Ashley Judd, Danny Trejo. But there's so many people I forgot were in this movie. Like John Voight is in this movie.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, liver spots and all. Love that guy.
Yeah, he's their sort of director. He gets them the information they need. That guy is based on a real person, actually, too, who consulted the film. He was a former criminal turned author, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that, yeah.
As you mentioned, Buffalo Bill, one of the cops, Mr. Ted Levine, or Levine?
I can't remember. It's either one. Yeah.
I just know it was nice to see him as a good guy, because we'd see everything I'd seen him up to that point, he was a bad guy. And then years later, he got to be Lieutenant Stottlemyre from Monk.
Oh, yeah. A great character, I think.
Love him.
I guess you probably knew this, but Seth Green took his inspiration for Chris's voice from the Buffalo Bill character that he did.
Whose voice?
Seth Green for Chris Griffin,
no!
the Family Guy.
Yeah, he took Buffalo. I can see that.
That's why he sounds like that. And everyone else was just doing it straight, and he did it like that, and that's the reason why he got it.
That works.
Like, yeah, let's do that.
That works. Also, in the police offices, we got Wes Studi, a Native American actor. Do you know Wes Studi? I love Wes Studi, actually.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, he's played tons of Native Americans. Like, he was Geronimo.
The classic one. He's everywhere in these.
Yes, he was in Last of the Mohicans. He was the villain.
Yeah, Last of the Mohicans, Dances with Wolves, I think.
Yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Maybe not as big a part as like Graham Greene, but he was. Yeah, he was in it. Wes Studi is great. I love him in just about anything he's in.
Yeah. You mentioned at the very beginning of the show a rapper that was in this movie.
That's why I mentioned
just been in Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
That's right. I know. Yeah. His movie epic. He went from Ace Ventura to Heat, Mr. Tone Loc, in a very small role as an informant. Yeah. He was the one that Pacino was like, give me what you got.
Yeah. It's so funny. It's wild seeing some of these people interact with too, because we love all of these people, but it's so cool. And when William Fichtner is interacting with them, or I was
about to say, this is the second William Fichtner film we've done in a row.
Yeah, but also I had him on Drive Angry's recommendation last week too. So I feel like we've had him 8 weeks in a row.
Is he in your video movie pick of the week? I don't think he's in mine.
Let me think. No, he's not. No.
Okay, good.
Sad about it now, but yeah.
Oh, maybe we should pick one real quick that he's in. You look on your TV, I'll look on mine.
Yeah.
So not only do you have William Fichtner, I totally forgot, punk legend, spoken word legend, and very funny guy, and hugely built with the biceps, Mr. Henry Rollins is also.
Yeah, man.
He's Fichtner's right-hand man. And let's see, who else is in this movie? I wrote it down. Oh, Tom Noonan, as I said. He's the guy in the wheelchair. And Tom Noonan, much like Bud Cort, is very known for being weird. He was Frankenstein in The Monsters.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He was the Tooth Fairy serial killer in Manhunter. Yeah. He was the evil villain serial killer with a tiny part in Last Action Hero. Remember? I forget what his name was.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. He was almost unrecognizable. He was great in that.
Oh, he does good with makeup. Because, I mean, no offense, he's not that good looking of a guy, so it kind of works. It's like Ron Perlman. Yeah. His face is made for special.
Oh, I love Ron Perlman's face.
They're both handsome. Oh, I didn't say they're both handsome.
It's true.
He's also the villain in RoboCop 2, if you remember or don't.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Dealer guy. I can't remember his name.
I only saw RoboCop 2 for the first time not long ago because I thought I had seen it. I'd only seen 1 and 3 over and over and over again. I just assumed
you missed the bridge.
I hadn't seen Empire Strikes Back until college. Know it. I thought I had. It's the thing.
Oh, matches.
When I was a kid. Yeah. It's one of those things. It was like, yeah, I've seen it, right? Everyone's freaking seen it. Like,
and you didn't realize you had?
I saw number 1 and number 3 like over and over and over again.
Oh, my gosh. Well, I started backwards. I saw 3 in the theater. Yeah. And then I rented Empire Strikes Back, and then I watched New Hope on TV. So, yeah.
Well, I just watched Empire Strikes Back, and it was like, I don't remember this either. And like the whole time, I'm like, I don't remember this. Why don't I remember this?
That's funny. Is this what I thought it was? Well, It's funny because remember we were talking about the book on tape things, where you had the turn when you hear, or
yeah.
And the Empire Strikes Back one. And when they did a scene that wasn't in the book, I'm like, whoa, what is this?
Oh, yeah.
It's not in the book on tape. Let's finish this cast out. I'm sorry to keep doing this, but
no, there's so many.
Hank Azaria.
The Simpsons. Yeah.
And from so many other things, plays a side piece of Ashley Judd, who's cheating on.
Yeah.
He's
kind of a dickwad.
Do what?
He's kind of a dickwad.
Oh my gosh, he is a complete rhymes.
At first you're like, he might be a nice guy, and then you're like, no, oh my God, he's awful.
He's using it for sex, and I don't want to say the word because my mom might be listening, but Pacino, when they corner him because they're going to use him to bring in Val Kilmer, through Ashley Judd. What does he tell him? He goes, I know why you're with her.
I know why you're with her. She's got a great ass. Yeah. And then she said, you know what I do when I see a woman with a great ass?
Something just comes out of me.
Yeah. That's a meme for a long time, actually.
It has been.
As a meme. Yeah.
You go to YouTube and you type in Heat. That's one of the first things.
I had forgotten this was that movie, too. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, my God. Oh, yeah.
Also in this movie, in a very tiny part, blink and miss him, as the doctor who fixes up Val Kilmer at the end, the crime doctor, Jeremy Piven.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Who I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not a huge fan.
Apparently, he's just like Ari Gold in real life. Who knew?
Oh, see,
he was one of the Me Too actors, a little bit after Me Too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he did anything for real, but I didn't like him.
I don't know.
Like every movie he was in, I could watch it, but I'd be like, Jeremy Piven's in this. Well,
I love his Ari Gold though. His Ari Gold is straight gold. So like, I don't know. It's the only thing I've ever liked him in, and I think he's kind of playing him.
I never could get down with Entourage. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get it. I do. I know. He's a real jerk. He's always a jerk off.
And there's things that I like that you're like, oh, Shannon, why?
Yeah. And I know I hated people like him in school. Like, I don't know him personally. I'm just saying, like,
you don't know him personally.
I have no reason to like this guy, but I do.
Oh, and last but least, as the very brief, apparently side piece of Al Pacino's wife is Xander Berkeley, who is in a lot of movies and TV. He was in The Candyman. He played Helen's husband. And we got to see him on the set of Year One as the king.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. Xander Berkeley.
Humble brag. From back when we were in the Year One as
that's
extras.
Right. I mean, not that we want to say we were on celluloid.
Did I ever tell you I got to tell McLovin that I was in that movie with him?
No, you saw McLovin? You saw Christopher Mintz-Plasse after that?
Not there, but like his band came and played in Little Rock. And so we went to go see it. And afterwards he was just standing there. We were chatting. I was like, hey, you were in Year One, weren't you? And he was like, yeah. He's like, I was in that movie too. He was like, oh, who were you? And I was like, oh, I was a featured extra. And then he just walks away.
Well, maybe that's not one of his favorite movies. He's like, he brought back so many memories.
No, he seemed genuinely interested at first until I said I was a featured extra. Yeah.
I bet he was thinking like, oh, who were you? Were you the sodomite that said this line?
It was my big time. I was shining. I don't care.
That's so funny. We were shining and grinding, but we got paid. So
yeah, he played drums in a band. He was pretty good. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Did he? When he came up to you, did he go, "What's up, gangsters"?
I wish he had. No.
Oh, me too.
Hey,
speaking of Me Too, so that is the list of the cast. That is a huge stacked cast. I mean, everybody is good. Everybody plays their part very well. Kilmer, I mean, there's a reason he was the only one nominated for any kind, even though he was in a movie full of heavyweights, you know?
Yeah.
Kilmer's so good because he has a gambling addiction, and that's kind of key to what takes them down, because De Niro, as you saw in that scene, he offered them, he's like, we don't have to do this. We can take what we got, because him and Tom Sizemore are married with kids. They're both family men. But he has such a gambling addiction, and his wife is so frustrated. He's like, I need one more score, man. One more score, you know? And the funny thing is, the other three, including Trejo, they all have wives. So they all have attachment. Until De Niro meets Brenneman, he does not, because he really lives by that. Do you remember the first time we see De Niro's place? There's no furniture. And I know,
that's
like
right.
He's living in one of those. It's like he's living in a spec house.
Living in a place. Yeah.
The cupboard is practically empty. There's like a few glasses. And that's when the first time he says, you know, a guy once told me, you know, do not get attached to anything you cannot walk away from in 30 seconds, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's been my motto a lot of places. Like, in previous places, I just wouldn't decorate or put anything up. I'm like, this isn't home. This isn't.
I got you.
Yeah.
I don't want to put down roots.
But then people are like, oh, it looks like a serial killer lives here. And I'm like, it's not.
Well, no, but if you hadn't laid all that plastic down, that might have, you know, taken that up. That might have put them in.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you talked about, or maybe Siskel Ebert talked about, how the cops and robbers are kind of mirror images. You know, like Pacino's really close with his crew and De Niro's really close with his crew. And they both have, like, before they actually meet, they've got, like, kind of an admiration for each other, you know, respect.
It reminds me a lot of Seventh Heaven. Sorry, go ahead.
What about Seventh Heaven?
Seventh Heaven. Yeah, you know, those last seasons weren't as great. You know, they were going downhill, but they were. What did they do? They had. If if the kid had a problem, one of the kids had a problem. The adults were also going through that same problem with someone else, and then I guess they meet in the middle. But I was like, this is lazy writing. They're literally just doing the same thing. That is not this. I just want to say that is not.
I was about to say, are you comparing Heat to Seventh Heaven?
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. I'm glad you. Yeah. Okay.
I hate to blow your mind like that.
It's just funny, that scene where Pacino, you know, he's in a helicopter and he's tailing De Niro, and that music they're playing, you know, like it builds that dong, 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 dong. You know what I'm saying? It's very dong, yeah. And he pulls him over and he's like, let's get a cup of coffee. I'm telling you, I know we talked about this 1,000 times, but that scene is so good because they're sizing each other up. They're telling each other their backstory, how similar they are. Because they both don't want to quit what they're doing.
Yeah,
you know? And they both have blown off a lot of things in their life for their jobs, you know. Yeah. Even though I would say Pacino's probably got a better retirement. De Niro's is not to get shot. Yeah. But it's like a little game of cat and mouse, but the sitting down.
Yeah, I love that. That's very good. And it wouldn't be the same maybe without that one. Even though the movie's so long, you're right.
It wouldn't, because I mean, they both let each other know that even though they like each other, respect each other, they will not hesitate to take each other down if need be. You know, and it's so sad because, like I said, Sizemore gets killed, Trejo gets killed because of, we mentioned William Fichtner, he gets involved, and Waingro comes back, like you said, and he snitches on him to Fichtner's character, because, you know, both Fichtner and Waingro are kind of targeted by De Niro and his crew. They're dead men walking. Seeing when he's on the phone talking to Fichtner's character Van Zandt after he tried to kill him, and he says, he goes, what are you doing? He goes, me? I'm talking to an empty phone.
Yeah, that's right. That was good.
Because the guy on the other end is a dead man. You can just see Fichtner's face like, oh.
Yeah, he has the best faces. They're not like too much. They're just right. Like,
he's so good. Yeah, in everything he is. I'm surprised he hasn't like headlined it. You know, except for Invasion, I guess, the show. But
he was great in that. Yeah,
got to talk about after they rob the bank and they all have to go their separate ways because Dennis Haysbert gets killed. Tom Sizemore, who up till then you had seen had a family, seemed to be a family man, you know, didn't tell his wife what he did for a living. To get away from the cops, because, by the way, the scene of Pacino, like, they're chasing him down, and poor Ted Levine gets killed. Buffalo Bill gets killed. He's the only cop that gets killed. The name brand cop. You know, all the other cops in the scene get killed by them, And Sizemore, Pacino's just running the whole time. It's such a great scene. And Sizemore sees he's in trouble, so what does he do? He grabs a little girl and uses her as a...
Yeah, man. Like... Oh my God.
That is when you lose all respect for the character. You're like, oh. I mean, because, be honest, these guys are bad guys, but there's some worse guys out there to sort of sort of sit them.
It's true. Yeah.
They're still bad. They will kill you if they have to. They don't want to. But Sizemore gets killed. But
Grow.
Wingro.
Some other people. Mother brought everybody down too. He's the main reason they got on their tail. Anyway,
that is true because he got with Van Zant. Yeah. You know what's weird though? Pacino never finds out that Wangro is the rapist murderer that he's been trying to find.
Oh, does he not?
No, I don't think so. I kept thinking that would, but
I guess not. Yeah,
there's no way for him to know. Yeah,
no, I didn't think about
Wangro,
that.
Wangro gets his, and Van Zandt gets his at the end of Robert De Niro's Fire Stick. Yeah, he unrealized.
I was hoping it would be the other way.
That they killed De Niro.
No.
Oh, Jeff killed Peaches.
Jeff killed Peaches.
Oh, I heard it was the other way around.
Just killed Jeff?
No. Overalls. Well, so anyway, I got to say one thing about Tom Sizemore. When he's running down the street trying to hide from people, obviously it's L.A. There's billboards everywhere. He runs by a bus ad where Kate Moss is modeling the ad. It's a picture of Kate Moss. And for those of you who don't know who Kate Moss was one of the models who brought back the waif look. I can't eat a sandwich for several weeks look.
Mm-hmm.
She was so
It's
skinny.
not exactly the heroin chic look. It's just
yeah, exactly. I think Twiggy may have started that in the 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I just laughed because Tom Sizemore is kind of trying to hide behind it. And I was like, Tom Sizemore, you can't hide behind Kate Moss. That'd be like me trying to hide behind Ally McBeal. It's not going to happen.
Absolutely, yeah.
No.
Same. I'm.
I mean, Sizemore, sadly, in real life, he was in so many big films. Saving Private Ryan. Mm-hmm. You could name so many good films, and he kind of let drugs.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Did you not know that?
I guess. I knew something because before he died, did he come out of rehab or came out with something?
Many times.
Okay, over and over.
I think there might have been some domestic abuse too. I hope not, but But
some women troubles, some drug troubles.
Yeah, some drug troubles. So before we end this, I do have to say everything is foreshadowed in this movie, because De Niro keeps saying the whole do not get attached to anything. And yet he takes Amy Brenneman along after she finds out who he is. And he gives her a chance. He's like, I don't know if you want to live this life on the run with me, but if you do. And she's like, I do, And so after he gets to the hotel, he kills Wangro. He kills Wangro. So happy about that.
He needed to do that. Yeah, that was.
He did. But doing the pit stop to kill Wangro was his downfall. Because literally around the corner, he sees Pacino. And do you know how long it takes him to walk away? I timed it. 30 seconds. Literally. This film takes its yes. He looks at Brenneman. He looks at Pacino. And just keeps walking by the car, even though Brenneman gets out and she's like,
yeah,
because he doesn't want her to get hurt. And I gotta say,
she don't know what she won't.
She don't know what she won't. So at the end, Pacino's chasing him down, and spoiler alert, he shoots him and he kills him. But when he comes up to him, remember, he grabs his hand as he's dying, like, it's okay, we're friends. He doesn't say that, but do you know what's playing as that whole scene is going on that ends the movie?
No, but I would say the music in this movie.
It's very good. Well, that last song, that is Moby. One of my favorite Moby tracks from the Everything Is Wrong album called God Moving His Hand Over the Water.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay.
Now, I didn't know that in 96, but I knew it now when I watched it. I was like, oh, that's Moby.
Yeah, okay. Very cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great way to end the movie. It's just, there's so much more we can say. It's just, this movie is great. It's got great action scenes, story, character development. Danny Trejo. Do you know what his character's last name is?
I don't.
It's Trejo. He plays Gabriel Trejo.
Oh, really?
I wonder if Michael Mann had him in mind.
Maybe. We got to wrap it up. Let's see.
Okay. Oh, I just want to say one more thing real quick.
Yeah.
I heard a rumor, and this is not true. Apparently, someone's been trying to spread the rumor that Pacino and De Niro didn't get along for the entire film. So that whole scene that they film in the diner and at the very end, they're using stand-ins.
Oh.
And it looks like it might be true because you never actually see them in the same frame. But the reason was Michael Mann shot 3 cameras up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sense. Michael Mann, he in 2016, he did a Q&A with Christopher Nolan, who Christopher Nolan says Dark Knight was very influenced by Heat.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And he said they were all together. They filmed it. That rumor's not true.
Yeah, I heard that they were like having gay sex. So, it's One or the other.
I mean, there could be other kinds. Real quick before we get out of here, this movie influenced actual criminals.
Really?
Yes, I wrote the guy's name down because I had to tell you. There's a French criminal whose name was Redouane Fade. And apparently he modeled all his heists overseas by, when he met Michael Mann, he's like, "You were my director." You know? And Michael Mann was like, I don't know. Well, because he studied Heat. He studied like the criminals' plans and their moves.
That's funny. I mean, yeah, this guy's accurate. So, like,
that's true. It also influenced Grand Theft Auto. I don't know if you know that.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah.
It's very influential. Heat's great. Are you ready to rate this mother?
I am. Are you ready to rate this mother?
I'm ready. Do you want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay, fine. I love this movie. I've seen it twice and a half because it's hard to watch it 3 hours sometimes when you got kids. It is hard. Although Rocket is old enough to watch it now. I said, you can watch it now with me. It's just violence and cussing. And she's like, "Oh, I've seen it." Walks off.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, when? Not the movie, but the violence and the cussing.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this movie, I'm going to give it not 5 because the only thing about this movie is I like it long. I like a long movie.
Yeah.
But I could see how some people could be like, "Oh, just hurry up already," you know?
Yeah.
But like it immerses you. Again, like we said, like Titanic, like Braveheart, like the recent Batman movie.
Yeah.
You don't care that it's long because you maybe not notice Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I'm going to give this movie, The Heat, from 1995, I'm going to give it 4.5. Give me what you got. I know. She's got a great eye.
Yeah. Yay.
That's my score, 4.5 out of 5.
Thank you.
What about you, sir?
I like Heat. Heat was very good. It had some really good parts. It's a serious, fun time.
True.
A little romp through cops and robbers, shooting people and not shooting people, and wives. There are wives in that movie. So I'm going to go ahead and give this movie, I'm going to give it a strong 3.5 out of 5.
Ooh, okay. Why the not 4? Can I ask if you don't mind?
Didn't feel right. Not for me this time. Yeah. Maybe in 10 years, I'm going to be like, what was I thinking? I was a foolish young boy.
Movies are reevaluated. I read that when Oscar voters were asked if there was one movie they would maybe take the Oscar away from, some of them said Forrest Gump and they'd give it to Shawshank.
Oh, yeah, that's 100% for me. I'm just going to go ahead and say that Forrest Gump is so overrated.
See, I love Forrest Gump, and we got to do it one day. Do you think it's overrated? I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I still love it.
Huh.
Okay.
That was in my, I think that started my Tom Hanks hate for a while. I had a Tom Hanks hate train for a while.
How could you ever hate the Hanks?
Well, because he turned on his comedy roots, and he just went straight,
Well, he started doing that in the mid-'80s. With Big, he kind of transitioned. It was comedy.
Yeah, that was good, though. That was a good movie.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't love the Forrest Gump. Real quick before we get out of here, Michael Mann is prepping a sequel to the film.
He's what?
You heard it right here, folks. Maybe for the 5th time. Ever since 2023, the news is... So what he did was he co-wrote with another author a book that was a half prequel, half sequel to the film. And it followed Macaulay when he was younger. I don't know about, Al Pacino's character. And then it detailed what happens after. And the book came out. It was called Heat 2. I did not know in 2022. And as of 2023, they're getting a script together and they're rumored, this might excite you, the rumor is Adam Driver might play a young Macaulay.
What? They're going back in time?
I know you're thinking Shyamalan. Nope.
David
by the way,
Shyamalan. Wait, I don't know.
Actually, tomorrow there's supposed to be a trailer for a Bruce Springsteen biopic.
Really?
Now, I don't know if Timothy Chalamet's playing it.
Yeah, I don't think so, but I still haven't seen the other one. But the one that he played, Bob Dylan, I guess.
A Complete Unknown.
Yet. But I'm not a huge fan of the boss. I don't think he's the boss of anything.
You don't like El Jefe?
He's got some jam.
But you're not a huge fan of El Jefe?
No, I don't. I don't identify with blue collar jersey people. I don't know.
But Johnny Cash
from thing is a shtick. It's all. He had a few good bangers though. I'll say that. So I'll watch the movie. I'd be interested to see. Maybe it'll give me better appreciation. But he's not the boss of anyone. He's not the boss of me.
He's not El Jefe. But matches. Can't you see? There's something happening somewhere. And now we're gonna go to the next segment that we like to do here on NOMS. Telematches. What are we gonna do next?
Shannon continues singing another silly song.
Yes, that's right. It's that time of the show where I sing a little ditty. Sometimes it's pretty, sometimes it's gritty, and sometimes it can be a little shy, if you're not in the mood to hear it. But this is the theme song I wrote for this week's movie. Are you ready? I need you to do me a little favor. Just for a second, I need you to go, dun
Dun dun
keep doing, dun
dun
doo doom doom,
dun
doo doom.
dun.
See De Niro running down the street. Killer shooting caught right off their feet. Nowhere to go. Here comes Pacino. They should have just walked away. But they got the heat. They got the heat. They got the heat. Yeah! They got the heat. Dun it. Dun it. Hang on. See the leads having conversation. Ashley Judd is filled with frustration. Buffalo Bill down. Kilmer left town. Hey, isn't that Queen Amidala? They brought the heat. They took the heat. Here comes the heat. Yeah! 30 seconds. So, what do you think?
You got the job, kid.
Oh, that's great. I'm going to tell my mom she's going to be through the moon. Oh,
I don't know what that means, but you got it.
I don't either. I made it up. And now's the part of the show that people really like when they turn it off. This part of the show is what we like to call, you ready? Video movie corner. Pick of the week. Now in stereo. When I was a kid and a TV show, in the 80s, they started doing this. At the bottom of the TV show, they would say, now in stereo, we're available. Stupid, silly me thought it was on the radio. I kept trying to find the radio station that was showing the show.
Are you serious?
I heard stereo. And I'm like, Facts of Life is on which radio station?
I wonder if I thought that. That sounds familiar to me.
Yeah.
So maybe. Yeah.
I didn't quite know what it meant when I was 8.
Yeah.
But speaking of not knowing what we mean, what do we mean when we do this, Matches?
We mean that we take you down, we hold your hand and take you to the video, and we share with you a recommendation of a movie, either new or old, or even during the time of Siskel Ebert, if we think it's important enough and we haven't covered it yet, and we might in the future.
Yeah. We aim to misbehave. We are going to talk about a movie that we recommend to you. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first? Decide.
You can go first.
Okay, the choice is yours. You can go with this, or you can go with that. So my choice for the video movie pick of the week is not... No. It's The Heat from 2013, another searing cop movie, but not a drama. It's a cop comedy, a buddy cop comedy in the truest sense of the words. I don't know if you know The Heat from 2013. I feel like it made some money. People liked it, and then it's kind of dropped off and now serves time on cable in some places. You see it on Lifetime or TBS or, UPN. But it stars Sandra Bullock and Melissa McCarthy. Do you remember this movie at all?
Oh, yeah. I do remember this
Yes.
movie.
Now,
okay.
Here's the thing. It's nothing really special. It's not the greatest movie. The script is so-so, but Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock, as a lot of people in comedy films, like Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura, they make the mediocre material work. They are so funny. Sandra Bullock is the straight-laced, stereotypical, no-nonsense cop who gets her job done, but people don't like her because she doesn't know how to be a person.
Yeah.
Melissa McCarthy is the wild, crazy, aggressive, as she would be, fun-loving police officer, and they get pushed together to help solve a mystery and a crime spree that's happening in their town. It's got the bully from Back to the Future. I forget his name, the guy who played him. But it's
really?
got,
Biff?
Yeah, it's got Biff, but I can't remember the actor's name. Thomas something. Yeah.
Wilson?
He looks a little...
No.
You think he's old, but then you forget they put makeup on Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's true.
He plays the chief because there's this one scene where Melissa McCarthy, he says something, she's going through his office, she's opening drawers, she's pulling things out. She's like, where are they? Huh? Where are they? I know they're in here somewhere. And Sandra Bullock's like, what is she doing? And he goes, she's looking for my balls. And she's like, I know they're here somewhere because she's not using them. So Melissa McCarthy stretches the line of almost unlikable, but you love her in this movie. What's his name? Taron Killian from Saturday Night Live, or however you pronounce it. Yeah. Basically, Colby Smulders' baby daddy. He's in it.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't know if they're married, but they've had kids together.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he guest starred occasionally on How I Met Your Mother. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess I would if I saw it. But
You'd like this movie because in a tiny part is, I think her name is Kaylin Olsen from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and High Potential.
Yep.
Yep, she has a very funny time. There's lots of very funny people in small, quick roles in this movie. It is a fun comedy, cop action romp. I think one of the Wayans, maybe Marlon, the more likable Wayans, is in it. Emmett Kripke from Big Bang Theory, even though he doesn't talk like that in real life. So it's a good movie. I recommend 2013's The Heat. I don't know where it's streaming. My wife has a DVD copy that I bought her for Christmas one year.
What year was it?
It came out in 2013 because it was one of those rare moments where me and my wife were actually able to go on a movie date. Not that we don't love going to the movies with the kids. We do.
It's on Hulu right now.
Yes.
This is Disney Plus with the premium subscription, so it's probably just on Hulu. Hulu, Fubo, Sling, and then you can pay for it. So that's cool. I might watch it. I'll give it. I can't remember if I did watch it. I feel like I did, but I don't remember much about it. So.
See, that's the thing. I bet a lot of people saw it. They don't remember. It's not like I said. It's not the greatest movie, but it's a whole lot of fun. And I still remember lines from it because Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock are hilarious. And they're great in this movie. Yeah. So mine is. And what is all the Twitter?
Mine is. Mine is a newer film. It is available to rent at a lower price now. You know how they come out, you can rent them at $19.99 and buy them for $30 or something. Yeah, you got to wait it out. And finally, the 2025 film from Oz Perkins, The Monkey.
The Monkey! Really?
Has hit the streets.
Okay. Nice.
This is a comedy horror mismatch of epic proportion.
Okay, tell me about it.
If you like...
Wait, you said comedy?
It is. It's a comedy / horror, actually. And it's a little bit... I mean, sure, there's some plot holes, don't take it seriously. It's fine. And it's a little off the beaten path. I think it's a very odd movie and a very good movie, but it's about twin brothers played by Theo James.
Who is Theo James? Are you going to tell us, or are we going to be enshrouded in mystery?
Let's see. What else did he do? Oh, he was in Divergent and that. So, and The Gentleman. Okay. Yeah, he was good in it, though.
Oh, that's I think that's isn't that a, what's his name film, Who Married Madonna, but don't judge him. Guy Ritchie. Is that a Guy Ritchie movie? The Gentleman?
Which one? I think so. Okay, that's what that is. Okay. Yeah. It's got, let's see, who else? Tatiana Maslany.
Oh, yes. Miss She-Hulk.
Yes.
Orphan
as
Black.
The mom of Theo James when him and his brother are children.
Oh, I was about to say, I was like, wait, she's not that old.
Yeah, it's much older. Yeah. Let's see. Rohan Campbell. Elijah Wood.
Soups. Who? I'm sorry.
Elijah Wood.
Oh, Elijah Wood's in it. I've heard of him.
Yeah, a bit part by Elijah Wood and a bit part by Adam Scott. Let's see. When twin brothers find a mysterious wind-up monkey, a series of outrageous deaths tears their family apart. 25 years later, the monkey begins a new killing spree, forcing the estranged siblings to confront the cursed toy. And I thought it was a wacky good time. I had a good time with it. It has about a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is not perfect, I guess, for that. But I thought it was really fun. Not perfect.
Well, it is one of those movies that's based on a Stephen King short story. And I'm always weary of those because you're like, there's a reason why it was a short story,
Yeah. Yeah, it's from producer James Wan, who has Atomic Monster and has done some good horrors.
I trust him.
So the full billing is Stephen King, James Wan, and Oscar Perkins. So I think it's a good movie. Everyone should check it out.
Think about that pedigree. You've got the son of Norman Bates directing this movie.
Yeah, and if you like fun deaths, like Final Destination style, with maybe a better story and some comedy, you're in for a treat. So
it's like darkly comic deaths. Like, I shouldn't be laughing at that, but I want to.
Yeah. They're not so over the top and last forever, but like they're good.
Okay. So yours is The Monkey.
Yeah, The Monkey.
I love it. So The Heat and The Monkey are this week's Matches and Shannon's video movie corner pick of the week. How you doing? Let's say I get you an ecto cooler and we talk.
Okay.
So, tell me, you're on MySpace. 3 years. It's some time as it's some time as an Instagram air model, I hear.
Yeah.
Smell what you're cooking, like The Rock. Ooh, chop. All right,
what you talking about?
So tell me, this podcast you're doing, you don't have to do it. You know, you spent some time in Facebook jail and got out, and now you're doing this podcast. Tell me, how's that working out for you? I mean, how's your life? You know, is there any philosophy that you have?
It's good. I forgot what I was supposed to say.
You're supposed to say the line about the 30 seconds. Fix it in post. 30 seconds. So why do you do what you do? You don't seem to have many attachments with you. I don't see much in your apartment. Yeah, I was in there. Your floor sleeps real nice. Real nice. So far, so good.
Don't get attached to anything you're not willing to walk away from. It.
Pretty good. Right now, I'm on my 9th marriage to my 7th wife. Things aren't so good. I gotta tell you, I have this recurring dream. I wake up, and there's all the people that I've told jokes to. You know, great dad joke. Wonderful. One-liners. Hoo-ah. 1, 2. And they never laughed. And I watch them, and it's sad. They don't have smiles on their faces at all. I feel like a bicycle, you know, when I wake up. Ask me why I feel like a bicycle.
Why do you feel like a bicycle?
'Cause I'm too tired. Oh! Listen, I want you to know, your podcast, I respect you. But if you continue to do it, and the choice comes between you and some other guy who's going to listen and maybe be misinformed, I will not hesitate to take you down. I'm not going to like it, but I got to do what I got to do. I understand that the fly. Hang on. I got some stuff I want to show you. Amway here and oh crap, I lost him. Can I get more tacos? Hooah! And that was our recreation of the greatest scene from Heat. Man, this week's show was pretty fun, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's not over. We got to go the entire length of Heat, so we have a lot of filler.
Oh, my gosh. You got like 2 hours to go.
You still have 2 hours left, y'all.
You know what's funny? I just thought, I hadn't seen the movie in almost 30 years. It took me that long to watch it. You know?
Yeah.
I
broke it up into hours, so it wouldn't be too much for me. Like, I've got a lot going on, so I was like, I'll watch the first hour. Great. And then I watched the second hour a couple of days later, and then I watched the third hour.
Well,
and I meant to watch it again.
I was about to say, people binge watch shows. So if you want to think of Heat as like 4 episodes of your favorite crime show,
that works. Yeah, and it's not too much. And like, I would love to sit there and just watch all of it, at once.
Yeah,
but it helped to break it up a little bit.
Well, that's how people said they should handle The Irishman. Like 3 episodes of your favorite mob show.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, was the latest time that De Niro and Pacino were on screen together. Do you know the other movie that they finally shared the screen together and they were together on film for most of the movie?
I don't know.
It's not as well remembered, I don't think. I think it's from 2008. It's called Righteous Kill.
Really?
Yeah, and they both play cops. And it's the first time that they shared the whole movie together on screen. Yeah, I don't think it's got the hoo-ah of Heat. I don't think it's got the...
Okay.
But I never really saw it. So you don't remember this movie, Righteous Kill?
No.
Oh, matches. You're breaking my heart.
I was going to say The Devil's Advocate. I can't remember things.
I love The Devil's Advocate.
I do too. That movie's amazing.
Do you know what the real mystery of that movie is?
What's that?
Where does Keanu Reeves' accent go? Because is he from Florida or is he from
He's from the South.
Yes.
Yeah. And
so
then does he have one and then he doesn't?
And then he has it again. First 5 minutes of the movie's like, tell us where you were on the night of, and then 30 minutes later, I think you're the devil.
Yeah.
Where's your accent, Keanu? I think he stole it.
Yeah, I think that movie is really good. I got to watch it again to see if it holds up. But
I still love The Devil's Advocate.
yeah,
We should
Charlize
do that.
Theron, maybe her first big performance, I guess. Maybe.
Probably. It's coming a year after 2 Days in the Valley.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was probably her biggest performance.
One of her. Do what?
So probably her biggest performance.
Yeah. No. You don't remember 2 Days in the Valley?
I never saw it. No.
It was like Pulp Fiction goes to your neighborhood. It was okay, but it's heavily influenced by. Well, a lot of movies came after Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah.
Like usual. Like Usual Suspects. Really good, and then others like 2 Days in the Valley.
Not so good. Yeah.
I don't know. I have to give it another chance. But Devil's Advocate. We should do that for the show sometime.
Absolutely. Yeah. Actually.
Yeah. Oh,
I've got an idea.
Okay. Hold on. Oh, the light's getting brighter. I can see it. The bulb. It's growing.
Idea. Oh,
okay.
It's gone.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
dang it, big boy. Well, you know what's
I'm actually
funny?
going to look it up real quick.
Well, you know what's funny about that? You know, Pacino is a great choice to play the devil, but did you know that Robert De Niro also played the devil? So there's a connection, and not in the same movie, but in a movie called Angel Heart with Mickey Rourke.
I know the name. I don't know if I ever saw it.
I never did. It's from like the late 80s, and I think Lisa Bonet, it was like her big screen debut from the Cosby Show. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's Lisa Bonet. And I think critics like kind of hated it, but I don't know. Yeah, that's Robert De Niro basically plays the devil. Spoiler, kids.
Oh, yeah. Also, The Devil's Advocate is available with a review. So we're going to put that on our list.
Yeah, it's not next week, though. We already have something great planned for next week.
We do. I can't wait to show you what we're doing next week. We have a teaser. What are we doing?
Well, I'll say this. It's not going to be ninjas. More like a nanja, or what passes for ninjas.
Okay.
That's the only line from that movie that I know.
Really? That's so funny. And you never saw it, right? You haven't seen it?
No, I saw that line and about 2 other minutes when I worked at Star Cinema.
When you worked there, yeah.
Yeah.
That movie is, I'll say it's a CGI person's nightmare.
This movie coming up next week, if you can't handle bright stroby lights, don't watch it.
Yeah, but it's one of my favorite movies. I think it's really good despite how bad it might be. I don't know.
Okay.
It's one of my favorites.
Give it a chance. I've never seen it. I'm going to watch it. And we'll tell you what it is next week. So you have to tune in. But until then, how can they get a hold of us? How can they handle the heat?
Now you can comment down below and on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or on YouTube. You can email us at nomspodcast@gmail.com. And, we appreciate your letters and your requests.
Yes, we do. Thank you so much. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for reading along at home. And when you hear this sound, hoo-ah! Turn the page.
And like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe. Yes. One more for you there, Matches. I got one more thing to say. I had a joke about time travel, but you didn't get it. Bye, everybody. Are you joking at me? Are you joking at me?
Nom nom nom.
Nom nom nom.